Hello and welcome to Sports News Africa, the home of Africa's sporting conversation. Here's what's coming up in today's programme. Kenyan Premier League resumes with victory for the defending champions Gor Mahia. Senegal will play Nigeria in the African Youth Championship final after beating Mali. And Egypt's Heidi Morsi will represent Africa in the finals of the World Cup series in Cairo. Thank you for watching Sports News Africa. I'm Angela Agor. Top flight football resumed in Kenya on Thursday, with defending champions Gor Mahia beating Bandari 2-1 at the City Stadium in Nairobi. The game was the first match to be played after 3 weeks of inactivity following a court injunction that stopped the league from running by Football Federation Kenya. However, the injunction was lifted on Monday.
Song and dance marked the event at Nairobi City Stadium as the massive fan base of Kenya Premier League giants Gor Mahia FC celebrated in style. The resumption of the league following a legal battle saw the reigning champions beat Mombasa-based Bandari FC 2-1 in a thrilling encounter on Thursday, March 19th. Gor Mahia fans rallied behind the KPL, which they claim is the only body they recognize.
In this our club called Gor Mahia, we have so many fans here. So if there is no Gor Mahia in Kenya, there is no football. You know, if there is no Gor Mahia, there is no football in Kenya. So we, like fans of Gor, we decided to join KPL because KPL is the only company industry we know very well than FKF.
The KPL and the Federation of Kenya Football FKF were involved in a court tussle over ownership rights to the league, which led to the suspension of Premier League matches.
The problem with Kenyan soccer is corruption. Nyamoya is angry of money, but we're happy that the Premier League is back. That's what we're waiting for. Yeah.
The return of the league did not only favor the football fans. Businessman Blian Ndoni can attest to the problems posed by the league suspension.
During the suspension of the Kenya Premier League, no one came to buy shoes because there were no matches. So I ended up retaining my stock, and without sales, I lacked daily meals. But now that the matches have resumed, I will definitely sell many pairs of shoes.
Some fans still remain confused over which football body is more relevant, sparking fear that the row may be far from over.
I've been just seeing them arguing, going to court about who is supposed to be leading football in Kenya, who is supposed to be bigger than the other between KPL and the FKL. So me, I don't know anything about football right now.
Meanwhile, however, Kenyan football fans will be able to enjoy a feast of club action.
We are now joined by Jack Oguda, the Chief Executive Officer of the Kenyan Premier League from Nairobi. Mr. Oguda, Gor Mahia's victory kicked off the Premier League after an enforced 3-week break. Will you have a full programme of the fixtures this weekend?
Yes, we started off on Thursday, yesterday. That was the 19th of March. And having played a midweek match, we had a good attendance at the stadium. This is a good indication that people had already missed football. And lucky, one of the top teams and most supported teams won the match yesterday afternoon. So this weekend we have a full round of 8 matches, and we also have a round of 8 matches next week, Wednesday midweek, just to try and catch up on the matches that were postponed due to the injunction by FKF.
What are the scheduling difficulties faced with sides like Gor Mahia, also involved in the CAF Champions League competition?
First of all, because they had a tight schedule, so we have to consult them and see the best way that they can compete in the league competitively and also compete in the CAF Champions League competitively. Happily, they're in agreeable. They've agreed to go this extra mile because all the clubs will be doing the same to play additional matches during the week. Hopefully, by end of April, we'll now move back to our normal schedule of having the matches over the weekend.
So what level of support did you enjoy in standing up to the Football Kenya Federation?
I think we did appreciate the ruling by the Lady Justice in that people like the coaches, the players, and the fans are the key stakeholders in this sport. And having lifted the injunction, we definitely saw that in a midweek match where the stadium was quite packed. So that was a good thing for KPL, and it shows that any sport should be handled within its jurisdiction as opposed to trying to take it to court, because the court might delay such a process. We are happy that now we can now see our players perform well on the pitch, and we can determine which teams are going to win the league this year, and also attract new fans as we go along in the 2015 season.
So what now for your dispute with the KFF?
Yeah, the dispute is still that they intend to run a parallel league known as the FKF Premier League, because we've run the league for the last 10 years, and the top tier league under the banner of the Kenyan Premier League. So that is still a dispute because they're also claiming that they are running a top tier league known as the FKF Premier League.
If a resolution cannot be found, will FIFA have to be involved?
Yes, sir. As I mentioned earlier, is last December, FIFA sent representatives to come and mediate between the standoff between FKF and KPL. And then they sent a follow-up independent consultant to do a survey and report back to FIFA on between 12th and 14th of January. The report was sent to FKF on the 20th of January, and immediately after, we never got to see it until the 28th of January. So apparently, FKF did not adopt the report. However, before FIFA left the wrap-up meeting, it was agreed that both parties will adopt the recommendations. So that has really brought the impasse which you're experiencing now in Kenyan football. We have also sent several communications to FIFA, which we've not received any response. Probably they have responded to the FA, as KPL is just a company running the league, and FIFA recognizes the member association. So probably as we speak, we would assume that FIFA will have to intervene at some point, just the same way they did in December and January.
Mr. Oguda, thank you for speaking to Sports News Africa, and would like to apologise for the noisy interferences during that transmission. Welcome back to Sports News Africa. Hosts Senegal will face favourites Nigeria for the right to be crowned African Youth Champions. Senegal beat Mali 2-1 in a hard-fought game in Dakar, with 2 goals in each half from Musa Kone, enough to see them through.
Celebrations engulfed the Stade Léopold Sédar Senghor Stadium in Dakar, Senegal on Thursday, following the host side's unexpected march into the finals of the African Under-20 Championships. Both sides started confidently, with Senegal scoring just 57 seconds into the match, and the pre-tournament favourites firing back with a goal of their own 1 minute later. The game then remained anyone's to take until the 80th minute, when Senegal's Musa Kone got his second, and the hosts then held on until the final whistle. Players from the Senegalese team said the victory was not anticipated.
At the beginning, we knew that the Malian team was a good team playing good football. We did what the coach told us to do during our game, we imposed, and here's the result.
The Senegal side are now confident that they will be able to pull off a victory in the finals match against Nigeria.
We are very, very happy, and we say Alhamdulillah. You were promised that the Senegalese will play the finals, and that's it. Inshallah, we will focus on the finals against Nigeria.
Nigeria eliminated Ghana in the first semi-final with a 2-0 victory on Wednesday. Senegal will battle with Nigeria for the African Under-20 Championship title on Sunday at the Stade Leopold Sédar Senghor in Dakar.
The qualification competition for Women's Modern Pentathlon World Cup second stage in Cairo ended on Thursday with just one African woman making it through to Saturday's final. Egypt's Heidi Morsi will join 35 other women who will try to fence, swim, show jump, shoot and run for the global title.
With only 36 slots for the women's finals and 80 competitors from around the world, competition was always going to be fierce at the Modern Pentathlon World Cup in Cairo. Modern pentathlon is an Olympic sport that includes fencing, swimming, show jumping, shooting and cross-country running. The tournament was to provide participants from the region a better chance of qualifying for the 2016 Olympics, but for Egyptian athlete Nada Dia, the competition was just too fierce.
Competition this year is very tough but well organized. I participated in last year's tournament and it was not this organized.
Competitors did not seem deterred by Egypt's recent political turmoil or worries over insecurity.
I heard about strong athletes from Lithuania, France and United States.
The results, which were tallied after all 5 events were completed, highlighted global popularity of modern pentathlon, with the finalists representing all 6 continents. Last year's Women World Cup winner, Oktavia Nowaka from Poland, was also among the finalists as she seeks to retain the coveted title.
Time now to look at some of the other stories making the headlines across the continent. Paris Saint-Germain and Ivory Coast defender Serge Aurier has been banned for 3 European matches for insulting acts towards a referee in a Champions League match. Aurier, who did not play in the 2-2 draw against Chelsea, made comments on his Facebook about beyond keepers over his dismissal of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Egypt's Premier League will resume on the 30th of March behind closed doors. The league was suspended on February the 9th after at least 22 fans were killed in clashes with the police at a match between city rivals ENPPI and Zamalek. Nigeria will now play Uganda in a friendly next week after Bolivia pulled out, citing security concerns over the insurgency terrorist group Boko Haram. The Nigerian Football Federation announced that the game against the Cranes will take place at the Akwa Ibom Stadium in Uyo. And FIFA has confirmed that the 2022 World Cup final in Qatar will take place on the 18th of December. A FIFA task force last month recommended that the tournament should be switched from the summer to the winter because of the extreme temperatures in Qatar during summertime. So let's take a quick look at this weekend's English Premier League fixtures. The early kick-off sees slumping Manchester City play West Brom at the Etihad Stadium. Another defeat for the defending champions might see the end of Manuel Pellegrini. Aston Villa welcomes Swansea and Arsenal travel to Newcastle. Stoke City face Crystal Palace and Tottenham play bottom club Leicester City. New Sunderland coach Dick Advocaat takes his side to London to face West Ham. Sunday sees the game of the weekend with arch-rivals Liverpool playing Manchester United. Whoever wins that match will be in the driving seat for that 4th Champions League spot. The other games see leaders Chelsea travel to Hull and struggling QPR play Everton. And that's the end of Sports News Africa for today. Join us again tomorrow when we will look back at some of the stories that made the headlines this past week. Bye for now.